Hello world. So here I'm on HackerRank and they want us to do what's called a plus minus algorithm problem. It's a warm-up. And the problem says given an array of integers, calculate which fraction of its elements are positive, which fraction of its elements are negative, and which fraction of its elements are zeros, respectively. And then we print the decimal value of each fraction on a new line. So let's see what else it says. Note this challenge introduces precision problems. The test cases are scaled to 6 decimal places, though answers with absolute error of up to 10 to the negative 4 are acceptable. Okay, so precision is very important here. Input format, the first line contains n integers denoting the size of the array, and the second line contains n space separated integers describing the numbers in the array. Okay, so we must print the following 3 lines: a decimal representing a fraction of positive numbers, same for negative, and like same for zeros as well. And they give us a nice little example here. It says 6, and then so we have 6 elements to enter into the array, and we have a sample output here. So that's funny. Looks like it has 0.5. So let's see. All the positive numbers would be 3. 0 is not a positive number. 4 and 1. So 3 divided by 6 is a half, which is equal to 0.5. So that's where they got that number at. And then right here is for negative numbers. So let's count our negative numbers, which is be 1, 2. And 2 divided by 6 is equal to 1/3. Okay, so that equals 0.3 repeating. And then let's see, the last one is counting the zeros, and there's only 1 0 here, so 1 out of 6 is 0.16 repeating, but of course they go up to let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 decimal places, so I round it up at the end here. Okay, so it looks like they already give us some code. I'm going to use the C programming language. Yeah, let's use C. Okay, so they've already written out for us. They scanned in an integer here. They scanned in that integer in, and then they created an array. And look like now they're scanning in every element in that array into this variable R. All right, so that's pretty helpful already. So we can do some counts here actually. So let's do create some integers. We'll call it count positive numbers, and we'll set that equal to 0. We'll have a count of negative integers. I'll set that equal to 0, and a count of 0, which that will equal 0 as well. So that's, well, yeah, we'll keep it as an integer for now. And then here we actually don't even need to scan it in, I don't believe, but we'll see. So what we can do is we can say if the well, we're scanning in using %d, so that's fine. So we'll use the array. If the array at position r_i, if it's greater than 0, then it's positive. So I'm gonna put a little comment here, counting the positive values in the array. Okay, so if it's positive, then our count of positive numbers increments by 1. So I can set count equal to count pos plus 1. I could have also as easily just put count pos plus plus. Okay, so let's do an else if statement. So else if the that element that we just scanned in, if it's less than 0, then it's negative. So we're counting the negative values in the array. let's see here. So if we're counting that, then we need our count neg equal to count neg plus 1. Okay, and then we could have our else statement. And so if the element is not greater than 0 and it's not less than 0, then it must be equal to 0. So we are counting the 0 values in the array. And I would do count 0 equals count 0 plus 1. Okay, and so this will give us our counts. And then let's see, we want to print them all on separate lines, and they have to be doubles with a precision of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's print percent %LF, and that stands for, I believe, long float, but it's at least a float for sure. And if I can remember properly, I believe to make it 6 decimals behind, we have to do something like 0.6. Okay, and then I want to pass in the actual counts. So let's see here. What we'll do is we'll create some doubles here. So I'll call it double pause. That's going to equal, and I'm going to do some casting here, the double of count pause divided by the double of our n, which is the size of our array or the number of elements in the array. And I'm going to do the same thing for the negative numbers and 0. So I'm just going to just change this here to neg, and this here will be neg, and I'm going to change this to 0 and change this to 0. And now I'm just going to print pause on one line. So then we need to go to a new line. So I'm just going to copy this here 2 more times and replace pause with neg and the other pause with 0. And I think that should be it. So let's see if we get any mistakes here. So it's processing. Look like I passed the sample test case. So let's go ahead and submit. Oh, perfect. Looks like I passed all of them. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I thought it was kind of interesting, but please leave likes, comments, questions, and I'll see you guys all in the next Hacker Rank video.